Hello, mates. Welcome back to the B3ST Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. I have my co-host, James, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel here. Welcome in.
Hey, hey, hey.
The link to his channel is in the description of this video for you guys to click. We'll be having a live later for Housewives of Potomac in the evening, so be sure to tap into James's channel for that. This episode of Housewives of Beverly Hills was season 14, episode 2. It was titled A Sobering Situation, which I feel like they did better with casting this season. I feel like they did better with editing this season. I feel like things are balancing a little bit better on Beverly Hills. Now, we start with where we left off, which was at Sutton's surrealism party where Dorit read Kyle for filth. I thought she was just going to stand up for herself, but Dorit read Kyle for actual filth. Okay? For filth. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to refer to Dorit as Dorit again in this episode instead of Doris because she is genuinely doing a lot better. I think that the audience not liking her for so long, Andy Cohen being noticeably annoyed by her as well for so long, as well as her husband, and then going through divorce, separation, all of that, it does change you. So I feel like she's not gonna play this season. Now, Dorit brings up Kyle publicly lessening their friendship. Because Kyle is like, what did I do to you? And Dorit's like, you publicly tried to make it seem like we weren't friends. Kyle lied and tried to say, like, oh, we've only been on one trip together. When I followed both of them at one point, and they have done several trips together off camera, dinners, trips, holidays.
I knew that was a lie when she said it. I was like, I felt like I've seen you and Dorit all the time. I don't follow either one of them, but I felt like any of the housewives, like the Bravo Shade Room always covers them. I know like a lot of other Instagram blogs have them constantly doing something together. So I knew Kyle was full of shit when she said that.
So Dorit has a reason with him saying that. We can both agree that Dorit does have a reason to be bothered by Kyle because that's shady. If I'm close to somebody and I have a real friendship with someone without even going on vacations and stuff, and they publicly are like, nah, we're not really cool like that, I'm gonna feel away. So Kyle tries to bring up, well, the favorite sister situation at BravoCon, that hurt my feelings. And what's annoying is that, Kyle, your feelings being hurt is not a reason to demean your friendship. It's not a reason to act like your friendship is not as valuable as it was. It's not a reason to act like you didn't have a friendship when you did. So just because Dorit hurt your feelings by mistakenly, even though we all knew it was a joke, saying that Kathy's her favorite sister, that means that you can act like you guys were never friends. Kyle got caught up in her own BS, and I think that Dorit knew exactly how to handle her. So Dorit also thinks that Kyle is really genuinely upset at her about when Dorit stated on Watch What Happens Live that the closer that Kyle gets to Morgan, the less that she and Kyle spent, the less time that they spent together, which she said all season long, right? Last season. So why are you upset that she then says it on Watch What Happens Live after she was asked? She was responding to a question in an interview with you guys as supervisor. It wasn't just a regular interview with another another platform. This was an interview with Andy Cohen, who was technically y'all boss. So she had no choice but to answer the question, and she answered it honestly. So Kyle admits to being wrong for this because Dorit kept her foot on Kyle's neck, her lip, her shoulder. Dorit kept her foot on Kyle. And Kyle admits that, yes, she was wrong, but then she also states that she did not like that she was checked. And Kyle claims that she has been nothing but a great friend to Dorit. You just admitted to being wrong for something. So clearly you have not been a good friend. And this is where Dorit is like, no, 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 no. Because this is one of many things through years that you have done to me that I usually just let go. And this is where Kyle storms off. And Dorit kept her foot on her neck and stood there. The bitch can storm off all she wants. Kyle got so mad that she got called out on all her BS and none of her games worked that she left the party. And what was funny is Dorit ends up leaving also, but Dorit's car came first and she got the hell up out of there first. James, I never thought I would say this. I'm proud of you, Dorit. I'm proud of you because you have done what we even wished Sutton would have done with Kyle. And we love Sutton. She's our favorite housewife. But Dorit handled Kyle better, in my opinion, than most housewives have been able to handle Kyle, aside from LVP.
I'm gonna say it like this. Sutton is disappointing me.
Mm-hmm.
Sutton is disappointing me. Dorit, I will honestly say I was proud of you as well because I really thought you were going to cave into Kyle, and you did. I
Mm-hmm.
really thought that for sure. But I am proud of you. I'm glad that you did not let her gasp for air. I'm glad that you didn't allow her to deflect the conversation or twist and turn it like Kyle likes to do. I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
that you kept it straight on the facts. We are very proud of you.
Mm-hmm. And we cannot stand Dorit for many years, but this interaction also made me see that while Dorit has been extra and has told lies about her situation as it pertains to being robbed and with her marriage, when it comes to interacting with these ladies, she has always, for the most part, gave in confessionals. And now I'm glad to see her take that and translate it to like actually giving something in person with dealing with them. And we've also seen her choose sides. So I'm just glad to see her do better. I think she's realizing if she wants to survive on this show and if she wants to survive in the audience of public opinion, she gotta stand up to Kyle or distance herself from her because people ain't feeling Kyle. We want Kyle gone. It's time for Kyle to go. Um, but we finally get a proper introduction to Bazoma Saint John Saint Martin. What the hell?
St.
Saint
John.
John.
St. John,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna just call her Bose. We learned that she's an incredible businesswoman. She's Ghanaian. She, which is Ghana, for those who do not know. Women in Ghana are beautiful, by the way. So now
She
it's
is
just making
just
sense.
stunning. I am just
Her face. I'm getting
like,
tired of these
she
big
is
ass
just,
hairstyles.
yeah, now the wigs, Bows, I need you to, I mean, just take a piece out of each wig. And that's all you got to do. Just take a couple of pieces out of each wig and just let it, because you could do the Naomi Campbell long inch weave. You could do that one. I'm sure that would be fine on your head. But all of this wig, I'm like, Lord, have mercy. But she is just stunning. And I am, you guys, I have never been so proud and impressed by a Black woman as much as I am by her.
Yeah, she's incredible. She's an incredible businesswoman. We learned that she's retired. She's worked for several companies. She's responsible for Pepsi sponsoring the Super Bowl. I mean, the things that she has done for companies are things that are lasting. This is what makes you stand out as a CEO, a CFO, a CMO, which are all different. I am not going over that. Y'all better get yourselves to college, take you a business class and figure it out, or which I encourage everyone to do. Like business was not within my major, but I still took a couple business courses just because with psychology. And now I'm in graduate school for counseling. Yay. But I can make a lot more money in private practice and taking a business class. I do not regret them because they are helpful. Even with my music reactions, I'm so profitable now. And I'm trying to tell y'all, business can help you so much. James probably wouldn't know what to do with his book if he didn't know some things about business. There's a lot that it can help you with. So I love that she encouraged it. She also showed that Black people, specifically dark complexioned Black people, can walk in the same rooms as those traditional, you know, Caucasian leaders. So I love Bazoma. We also learned that her husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer when their daughter was younger. And he did unfortunately end up passing away. It sounds like after a couple months. Her story sounds interesting. I know James has spoken about that before because of her book, but I do think that she's retired. She's kind of just doing workshops and speeches. So I think this is the perfect time in her career and in her life to be on a show like this because she's got the money, she's got the glitz, she's got the glam, she's got the relevancy. She has so much that she can offer. So I thank you, Bravo, for finally giving us a proper introduction to her.
And not someone who's in entertainment. That's what I want to point out. I'm glad that y'all got a Black woman that is actually in corporate America who had a very high position and has done, like you said, Mrs. Best, record reputable things for each company. I'm going into one of those companies. So I'm kind of like, oh my God, to know that this woman who I do recaps with my best friend, was responsible for why I'm going into this company and making them the strides that she did, I feel safe now to know that she was the one that put them on the map. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the time that she negotiated that Super Bowl deal, I'm trying to tell y'all that was a time that that company was struggling.
yes,
So she's done a lot that was good. So I'm happy that she's here on the show and curious to see how she'll do with the other ladies. Now we did see Sutton and Kyle meet up, and this is where Sutton probably disappointed James and myself. Sutton, you shouldn't be meeting up with Kyle. That ain't your friend. But I feel like Sutton has become good friends with Kathy Hilton. And because Kyle is Kathy's sister, she not gonna rock the boat. But to keep it a buck, Kyle has been awful to Sutton, and Sutton don't owe Kyle or not a damn
Kyle's
thing.
been horrible to Kathy, but like it's like the hell with Kathy. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna change. I could be friends with you and not your sister. I'm not friends with Kim. So what the hell? What does that do? So
Yeah, but they don't have a beef. Like being that she knows her sister through Kyle, it's a little different, in my opinion.
I,
Because if
I'm
I
sorry.
meet your brother through you and then get cool with your brother, and then I stop dealing with you because you do something shady, but then I still feel the need to
I would
continue with your
understand
brother.
that. No, here's the thing. To me, I would understand that because of the person you are. I would understand that. Like if I did something completely shady
But
and
we
I've been
talking
friends with
about
you,
Kyle. Kyle is not
yeah,
the
so
type
yeah,
that's
like I'm
going to
trying to put myself in
understand
Kyle's
that.
shoes. I'm mirroring Kyle right now. If I did something that was very like asinine to you on public television and you still decided to be friends with my brother, I'm not finna be mad at you for that. I'm not gonna be mad at because I messed that friendship up. But me, I'm not pretentious like Kyle. That's the difference. I'm not pretentious. Like I'm not finna sit up there and just throw this tantrum because woe is me. What about me and all this kind of stuff? I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm just that's just not who I am. But Kyle is pretentious. That's why it comes off this way. And I feel like Sutton is being strategic. I do feel like she is, but at
Let's
the
hope
same time,
so.
it's not landing that way. That's why I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I think that Sutton has a habit of deep down being a little bit too kind and wanting to be liked a little bit too much. But Kyle says stupid shit at this meeting. First, Kyle says that the agency is half hers. Because Sutton's like, girlfriend, you need to file because things change when you discuss money. And that is a fact, whether you got a little bit or a lot. And
You better listen to the
Kyle goes,
woman you
well,
had.
Mo said in like interviews and stuff, like the agency's half mine and he wouldn't have been able to. He never said that. Mauricio said, me and Kyle were doing real estate because I recapped buying Beverly Hills and have watched this so consistently from season one. He has said that Kyle, he could not have done the agency without her. She supported him and stood by his side while he built the agency. He also explained that he and Kyle both had real estate licenses. They both got their real estate licenses because they were struggling. He got tired of working for Hilton and Highland, started his own company. When he started his own company, he did so without communicating well to Rick. It caused a rift. But Mauricio stated that she just stood by his side like a wife, but she did not play a huge part. She hasn't even done real estate since he's had the agency. So, Kyle, while you are entitled to something because you were with him while that was happening, you wanting half of the agency tells me that he probably has a little bit more in assets and income than you do from this show. And I feel like that could be the real reason why she's not filing for divorce. I also feel like she's not filing because Morgan don't want her no more. So now she's trying to go back to basics personally. But Kyle thinks that everything is going to be split 50-50 in their divorce. And I'm going to say that Mauricio, you'd be a fool to give her 50-50 of that company. Maybe she could get a little percentage or give her like a stock or something in it.
Or he
But
can buy
I
her
don't think
out.
she deserves 50-50 at all.
He can buy her out of the company.
He can. He can. And the other thing is their daughters work for the company. He's got two daughters that are agents with the agency. I'm sorry. Then Kyle's daughter, that's not his biological daughter, Farah, is working for the company as well. all the kids are grown. I feel like Kyle is betting on getting like alimony or money from the agency or getting bought out or something because their youngest child is about to graduate high school in a second. He ain't gonna have no reason to pay child support. But what's bothering me is, Kyle, why does everything need to be 50-50 when he had to leave the house because you wanted it and you
Yeah,
should
y'all
be
could have sold the
financially
house.
okay on your own?
Yeah, I
Why?
agree.
Like, you guys are both independently rich, but now that he leaving, you want to do stuff 50-50. Kyle is stupid. Um, we see the work that Mo does. We watch the show. We didn't see you hardly in any episodes, but Sutton tells Kyle, you need to file. Kyle is reluctant and says that the subject is a torture conversation. A torturous conversation is the correct grammar, Kyle. That's how you know she didn't do nothing with this damn company. The bitch can't even use grammar right. I don't feel sorry for you, Kyle.
I don't either, not especially because if y'all look at the past, decade, Kyle has thrown this marriage in everybody's face, talking about how lucky she is and how a great man he is, and how she, is this, and it's always that, and he's this, which I'm sure he was. I'm not going to take that away from that man. I'm sure he was great. I'm sure. But it was her gloat in it that made me feel like, oh, the grass wasn't so much greener on the other side. You can't get him back now. He don't want you.
Hmm. Precisely. That's the truth. It's the truth. Now, that's all that happened with them, too. I don't know why Sutton B is so kind to Kyle. Kyle is a lost cause, okay?
Well, Sudden, you
Move
better
it
cut it out.
on.
Sudden, you better cut it out. That's all I'm saying. I better not see this too much many more times. I'm just saying.
Now, Erica and Dorit, they go to Bose's house and she makes them all take off their shoes, which I love. Let me tell you something. When you enter in the house, especially in California, of Africans or Asian people, you're going to take off your shoes, which is smart because it's so dirty in California. The stuff that happens on the streets, take off your shoes. I have a rack now in my house too. People try to just walk up in here, take them off. I just snatched Leona up the other
I
day for
have
that.
hardwoods and a very nice mop brush, so it doesn't matter here in Phoenix.
I got hardwood too and a mop. I don't want the world in my apartment. That's just me, but everybody's
Yeah,
different. Some people
y'all can
don't
wear your
care.
shoes in my house. I don't really care. Business best is different because I'm like that's really not that big of a deal. But then
I don't even wear my own shoes in my house.
when me and my husband buy our home, yeah, that's gonna change because he's a germaphobe. So yeah, unfortunately, y'all gonna have to take your shoes off. But no, where I'm at currently, no, wear them.
Listen, when we go to my grandma's house, we keep our shoes on. But in my house, I make everybody take them off. Take the shit off. I work in San Francisco. It's dirty as hell. I don't want no other cities in here. Now they go to her house. They take off their shoes. Dorit tells Bose and Erica of why Kyle was mad at the party, why she stormed out. Basically, Dorit, to summarize it, she thinks that Kyle thought that she could make Dorit feel bad and then the problem would go away because Dorit wouldn't address it. Dorit says what Kyle doesn't realize is that she is fed up with her crap and that she has changed. I'm like, Lord, okay, Dorit.
Have you changed, Dory, or has you being this wannabe on TV just kind of isolated who you really? Because I feel like this is who Dorit really is.
Me
I feel
too.
like I feel like this is who she was. I felt like she was not someone who really stood up for herself, but she was like the popular girl who, looked down on everybody and stuff, but did it in like a Regina George kind of way. I feel like that's Dorit. I do.
Yeah, I was starting to get the feel because it's too natural the way that she's reading people and taking
Hmm.
her and speaking on her feelings. And she did have a career prior to PK. She may not have been like a multimillionaire, but she was a businesswoman and doing things prior to him. And to be that way, you have to be able to read people sometimes and speak up for yourself when necessary. So I feel like she did what she had to do for a little bit, but I think that's really how she be. Now we see Sutton, Kathy, and Erica kicking it. And this is where we learn from Sutton that Mauricio allegedly replaced a picture of himself and Kyle with one of him and his Dancing with the Stars partner in the office that he has in their house. Sutton, you're still my favorite housewife, but that was in such poor taste to bring up to a group of people and then on TV. Like, I understand, like, if you gonna rock with Kyle and support her, to say stuff like that to other people on camera, knowing Kyle's pretentious ass ain't gonna work. I need Sutton to figure out what you're gonna do. Figure out what you're gonna do. Because I'm starting to get annoyed. The fact that you're even cool with Erica when she got in your face growling like an angry pit bull is weird to me. But I'm gonna digress for
I'm a
now.
Erica really ain't pissing me off yet this season, so I'm a give her and Erica a little bit of a pass, just a little bit
When
until Erica
somebody
does something.
feels comfortable to disrespect you to where they are threatening you, getting in your face, Erica thought Sutton was a punk and learned that she wasn't, and now she's being nice. But if that's what it took for you to be nice to me, that I don't want
What?
it, I'll be cordial, but I'm not going to be inviting you and
No,
seeing you
because
unless we're required
no,
to.
see, I wish Sutton was the kite that would pull the ponytail out of Erica's head. I really wish she was that type of person. I really do. Like, what's my friend's name over there in New Jersey that grabbed Marge's ponytail? I wish Sutton was like,
Danielle, stop.
yes,
Yeah.
even though I don't like Danielle, but still, that tug of that ponytail lives rent free in my head all the time because I felt like it was justified. I felt like Sutton would have been justified had she, whatever ponytail Erica was wearing in her hair that day, I felt like Sutton was justified to pull it out of her head. I do. That's just personally me. But what I don't like is her sticking up for Kyle because if the shoe was on the other foot when you were going through your divorce, I didn't see Kyle do all this for you.
Kyle was jealous that your divorce alimony payment was more than
Right.
the man. But
And Sutton had money even before that. So it was like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta watch these pretentious. Y'all, people think pretentious. A lot of people have a wrong perception of pretentiousness. They really do. And I think society, because we glorify this, I don't want to call it like narcissistic, like embezzlement, but that's really what it is. Like we glorify pretentiousness, and when really it's not to be glorified. It's really for you to pay attention and watch out.
hmm, well, we see Sutton, Sutton, Kathy, and Erica. They have the bright idea to surprise Kyle because they feel like she needs support. Um, Kyle, why did it take you so long to open the door? I mean, is that what you expect people to do when you have a package? Hold on, let me put my dogs away. If you know that you have packages coming, why are the dogs just out? Why are your dogs, with how much money you're worth, not trained to act right?
Right. And
Yes,
then
like
and then
always
the thing
chasing them
about it
dogs.
is, first of all, if I was the Amazon driver and this is what I would have to deal with, I would have left the package at the gate and drove off.
Yes, they do it all the time in Beverly Hills. Whenever I go visit LA, I always ride through Beverly Hills because it's quiet as it's kept, y'all. They do have the best bars. It's just a fact.
Yes,
I
they do.
always
Absolutely. Best bars. And especially the ones that give charcuteries now. That's become a thing now. So you can go to Beverly Hills, get you a nice cocktail with a nice charcuterie of nice little cut salmon and everything. It is very good. I will attest to it.
But we're driving through. I always see Amazon packages outside of the gates because you can't get into these people's properties unless you're the U.S. Postal Service and you have the master key to get to the
Mhm.
mailbox. Like if Amazon, they don't get that right unless people do that. So you
That and
see
DoorDash people, I always see coffee, like Starbucks coffee, sitting on the driveway too. That was weird. I was
because
like,
people just leave at door. So they're gonna leave it at whatever door is there. That the door is the gate. So Kyle was doing the most trying to get the door open, but she does get it open, and the ladies come in, and this is where Kyle opens up about Mo moving out. But I didn't care nothing about what Kyle said because I don't feel sorry for her, and I don't trust anything that comes out of her mouth. Bitch, you wasted a whole season last season not talking about us, trying to strut around with Morgan and not tell us nothing. Now suddenly you ready to talk about your divorce and open up. Go away, Kyle. But what did have me cackling, Kathy said, he's aged and starts making muscly poses.
where's the lie?
He don't look well. Mauricio was handsome, but he was never like fine to me. He was just the most handsome husband on this show. But as somebody who is in California, has been here my whole life, I'm gonna tell y'all this. There are a lot of very attractive Hispanic men and Latin men here in California. And Mauricio is not at the top of that list, not back in the day when he was young, and not today when he was old. He's still attractive, yes, but Kathy is right. He's aged. But Kathy They don't have money like you and Rick, okay? Okay. I think Kathy and Rick really meant to be together. I don't think that Mauricio's getting the Botox and stuff under his eyelids and coloring his hair the way she got Rick doing. Okay, Kathy, leave him alone. He has age, but this is why Kathy's funny. So Kathy brings up that Mauricio has spoken about Hilton and Highland to the camera. She's like, "Listen, we've had a tumultuous relationship. It's been back and forth, but." He came out and did a show and was speaking so negatively about Hilton and Highland, and we have not said anything about him. So she's like, listen, now I'm going to say what I want to say, make jokes. For those who do not know, I did recap what was that damn show? Buying Beverly Hills, which was on Netflix. It was Mauricio's show. Um, Basically like any other real estate show with drama. But Mauricio opened the show talking about Hilton and Highland. There were episodes that I've recapped where he spoke solely about Hilton and Highland and not in a positive light. He has intentionally worked to steal real estate agents from Hilton and Highland, and he is known to be a place where agents go from Hilton and Highland after they're done or disgruntled or want to grow. So he did speak about them on that show, and they did not speak about him. And at that time, the separation was new. So I think Kathy is within her right to make her little jokes and stuff. Mauricio is not as innocent as everybody thinks that he may be. Him and Kyle are one and the same. And that's why I think Sutton is right when she says that this divorce battle will be something that's legitly intense that Kyle may not be expecting. Um, but we're going to get to the good part because I'm not even going to spend too much time on Kyle and them because she really didn't say much. It was just Kathy giving more per usual than her sister. Dorit goes to meet with PK, Paul Kemsley, and I was cracking up because they go to eat. PK had hella food. He's like, can I get some shoestring fries? And I'd also like an non-alcoholic beer. And I'd also like this. And I said he ordered a meal, two appetizers, and another entree, and
Okay, I
non-alcoholic
was like, I
beer.
need to go to dinner with PK because shoot, PK know how to order. I was writing everything down. He said the Angus
Right.
beef tartare. I said, what the hell is that?
And what's funny is he ate all that food, but he's thinner.
Them
So
fries did look good though. I was like, oh wow,
the
see.
fries did the way they was piled. You know, my
Hmm.
favorite thing to eat. If I can't decide, I go for French fries. I love French fries,
Me
poutine,
too.
steak
Yes.
fries. I love me some French fries,
One
y'all.
thing I can't mess with is the sweet potato fries. Y'all I tried. Can't do
I
it.
don't like them. Okay, we are meant to be friends. My husband
Yes.
loves them, but he
No.
loves
Y'all can
like
get away from me with that. No.
sweet anything when it comes to like he loves sweet and sour chicken, sweet this, orange chicken, anything with sauce is sweet. But I can't do sweet potato
I
fries.
can no, yeah, I can't do I can't yeah, it's just not my thing. It just isn't. And like I hate when restaurants only have that option. I'm just like, why would you do this?
Yeah,
What's wrong with a regular potato?
right. You need energy from carbs, shit.
Yeah.
But I was cracking up. He orders good. Then he says, "You like my new jacket? You like my new shirt?" Shows to read his new clothes. He was like, "Yeah, single PK." I said, "Oh damn, he is
I said,
thriving."
why he say that though? Because the face was like, oh,
Like she was not. I think she realized on camera, and this is another thing that will make us warm up to Dorit. Kind of seeing that the way that she put on to be was a turnoff to her husband. Being too pretentious, being too bitchy, making everything about you, not listening, that's a turnoff to your spouse because he is thriving away from her. He is happy to be away from her and doing well. So she decides to ask him how he's doing, and he says he's edgy. And the reason he feels edgy is because he feels like they need to make a choice. He brings up the point that if they speak to a server the way that they speak to each other when they are at home or in arguments, that they would be thrown out of the restaurant. I actually thought that was a very astute way to explain like the way that we argue and communicate is not good and maybe we don't have the capacity to fix this, you know? And I think the Dorit got that, but he also admitted that he does love Dorit. But what have I been saying since we start recapping this show, James? That man don't like his wife. Have I not said that? And he finally admits, like, the love is definitely there, but I don't know that we like each other. And Dorit is like, well, you, you don't know that you like me? and he admits it. He's like, no. And he says to the confessional, he's like, listen, Dorit says all these things we need to both change in our relationship. I've changed certain things. He's gotten sober, gotten his life together, tried to be there more when she asks, but he says that she's not changing things. And that is something that is common, especially of women in relationships a lot of times. Like, can't expect a man to do everything in terms of changing and treating you right and all of this, and then you're not willing to give what you're receiving. That's not fair. Whether you are in a heterosexual relationship, a gay relationship, dating someone who is trans, it doesn't matter. You have to be willing to give what you would like to receive, in my opinion. Uh, it's just a mess. So he tells Dorit he wants to come first again and says that she was a different girl when they first met. And he says that she now makes him feel like he's less than her. He mentions that when they first met, he was a global entrepreneur. And I was like, okay, so I was feeling you until you said that, PK, because what I'm hearing is when you met her, you were the one that's popping. And now that she's popping, that bothered your ego a little bit. And that's not something that she should apologize for. She still can strive for her hopes and goals and dreams and companies while she's in a relationship. And you should be able to support that. There was a time that my husband made more money than me the bulk of the relationship until I decided to go and get a degree, and things have changed. That he's still the same Joe. Shout out to JoJo. So you shouldn't be so intimidated as a man if your woman starts to become as successful as you or more successful. That's just weak. But PK does make it clear to Dorit, like, you can call me if you need to, but we don't need to talk 5 times a day anymore and be codependent. And I think when he said that, she finally like realized, like, oh, he wants to be separate. He seems to be taking the separation as a way not just to have healthy space from Dorit, but I don't think he wants to be married to her anymore. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. So I think Dorit wasn't expecting that response. They go their separate ways, but I want to get James's point of view on how you felt about that last scene of the show.
To me, it opens up like this, certainty in my mind that this marriage can't be repaired and that it really is over. And
Yeah.
I think that it's been well over its time. Like I told you, I feel like these two were playing in our faces. And I was right because it just didn't seem like a marriage anymore. It just didn't seem it felt like one is trying to be a dictator while the other one is trying to make everything look so clean and spotless. And that's not how marriage is. It's not like that.
Preach. Preach.
So I feel like for me, I saw this happening a long time ago. They just, took longer than I expected. But I don't see them ever reconciling. I don't see them ever really being truly okay unless it has something to do with their children. I think that they're grown far apart. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And we will end it there because you said that poetically, the beauty in writers. But yeah, that was all that happened in this episode. Dorit, you're carrying the season thus far. Garcelle's busy working. And Garcelle, honey, if you're booked and busy and you need to go work, be booked and busy and become a friend of. I stand by it. I would totally accept her as a friend of. But why does it feel like Bravo said, "Oh, the one black chick we got's too busy. We got to hire another one on so that we
I
can
feel
have."
like no, I feel like they're listening to the fans because we
Mm,
said they need another black lady on the show. Because when Garcelle first came on it was becoming like a race issue. And like I said, whoever casted Bose did a phenomenal job because I didn't want another actress. That's why Cherie didn't work. I didn't want like another somebody in the industry. I wanted somebody completely different, and they did exactly that. Because I can tell y'all now, even if Bose disappoints me, I'm following her on Instagram and I'm showing up to the next motivational speaking that she does with that power brunch, whatever that was. I'm showing up
yeah.
to I need to learn how to get ahead. And I'm showing up to that because her resume speaks for itself. It is so impressive to me that even if she does go left, I'm still gonna love her.
Yeah, Bose is dope. I think it's always wonderful to have strong, educated Black women on camera.
Yes.
Anybody can become famous, doesn't matter your race, your color, your background, but to be in the position that she's in, that takes intelligence, brains, education, and a work ethic that you can go to 10 workshops. Either you got the work ethic or you don't. But she definitely is someone I would enjoy seeing on the show, and I like how she does not seem biased. Sutton is how we got this woman on this show, but she seems to be equally getting to know everybody, even people that Sutton don't mess with, and that's a good sign. But happy Turkey Day from Watch Your Mouth Reviews and Mrs. Best Reviews to all of you guys who watch our reviews at home. You guys really do keep us going. We are 2 years strong, I think. Yeah, 2 years strong
Yes.
now with these lives. We will continue to keep it going, but we really do value and appreciate everybody as well as your opinions. So be sure to comment them. Be sure to check the link in the description of this video. There is a link to James's channel. We hope that you subscribe to his channel, but we also will be going live later on his channel today to go over Housewives of Potomac. But other than that, happy Turkey Day, gobble gobble, whether you celebrate or not. And we will see y'all next time. And thank you, James.
Thank you for having me. You guys have a good one.
Adios.